You will not believe what Gary Parrish from CBS Sports had to say about this NBA draft prospect who quit his pre-NBA draft workout and was caught smoking in the locker room. Stay tuned.
Disastrous workouts, disastrous interviews. And they're pushing him through the workout, and he is not in shape enough to get through it. Ultimately, just walks out of the workout. He said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. Walks out of the workout, leaves the court, goes to the locker room. One of the staff members walks in the locker room. He's hitting a vape pen in the locker room. He dropped it and put his foot on top of it and was like, hey, what's up?
The NBA Draft Lottery and NBA Draft Combine is almost a month away, which means it's time for the 5th installment of the NBA mock draft. This list has changed since the last mock draft, and some new players who have bettered their draft stock through the Combine will be featured. So in today's 2023 5.0 NBA mock draft, I'll be drafting picks 1 through 30. So with that being said, let's dive straight into the video. With the first pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from Metropolitans 92 in France. The Spurs are the winners of the NBA Draft Lottery and have landed a guy that can carry on the legacy of generational bigs picked with the number 1 pick behind Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Wemby is going to have everything built around him in San Antonio from day one, and it'll be interesting to see how good they are so soon, and how they'll build around him. While most prospects are preparing for the NBA draft in a couple of weeks, and are 2 to 3 months removed from playing any real action, Wembanyama is still playing and is currently in the LNB Finals with his Mets 92 team, while leading the team. Victor has had monster performance after monster performance, defying odds of what a 7'5" hooper can really do. He's really controlled the game so far. Despite Wemby's freakish skills, his interior defense has been exploited quite a bit this postseason, and opposing teams are putting bigger players on him to be physical with him in the paint. This will be something to keep an eye on as he gets into the NBA, but it shouldn't be that big of a concern. With the second pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Brandon Miller from the University of Alabama. Miller has proven to the NBA scouts he's a lock to go in the top 3, and his size at 6'9" to go along with his two-way versatility is enough to show his All-NBA potential. Miller is a legit 3-level scorer who makes shots efficiently and can defend both on the perimeter and in the paint. Brandon has shown some flashes of what he can do athletically, and league insiders are saying it's pretty much a consensus that Miller will be selected at number 2. To go along with his talent and potential that Charlotte is super high on, his fit with the Hornets is carved out perfectly to be that elite wing scorer that they've been lacking. Miller is also seen as a prospect with a seemingly low floor, but if there's one thing that NBA front offices aren't too happy about when it comes to his pre-draft process, it's his interviews. When asked about the incident during the Combine, he tried to push the subject away and seemed pretty uncomfortable about the topic, while not providing any straightforward answers to any of the questions. This has raised some skepticism throughout the league, but despite this, the intel is still pointing to Brandon Miller being selected with the second pick. With the third pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Scoot Henderson from the NBA G League Ignite. Henderson had a great pre-draft workout with Portland, and there aren't many consolation prizes as good as Scoot Henderson in any draft. Henderson possesses all the tools, intangibles, and traits to be a franchise point guard one day, and is already drawing comparisons to prime Derrick Rose and prime Russell Westbrook. His ability to get downhill, use change of pace, be a playmaker, and create mid-range shots are at the top of the class. And although Scoot has been a decorated prospect over the past couple of years, NBA executives have cooled off on him quite a bit, and he's not seen in the same light as he was prior, which is why he is debuting at the lowest spot he ever has in any of my mock drafts. Besides Henderson's skills and talent, his fit on the Trailblazers will be interesting. If the Blazers keep their entire roster, they'll have 3 point guards in Dame, Simons, and Scoot. What I think they should do is rebuild around Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe, while trading Dame and Anthony for 2 big hauls and start a full-on rebuild. By doing this, they'll be able to develop Scoot and Shaedon the proper way, while not being in any pressure to win right away, and build a team that actually has a chance to win championships down the road. With the 4th pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Amen Thompson from Overtime Elite. Although the Rockets didn't land the player they wanted the most, they have the chance to select their point guard of the future. Thompson is a generational athlete who fits the transition dynamic Houston is looking to play. And not only does he provide superb length at 6'7", he's also going to be one of, if not the best defender on the team from day one. When Jalen Green was interviewed by Paul George on his podcast, he openly voiced how he would love for the Rockets to select Amen at number 4. Thompson has helped his City Reapers squad win a championship to cap off a stellar OTE career. He obviously has a lot of potential, and his athleticism is unmatched in this draft class. Thompson possesses a fantastic first stride and extreme quickness. With his lateral mobility and ability to cover ground, Thompson has a real chance to make the All-NBA defensive team one day. Despite being a 6'7" point guard, Amen's defensive skills extend beyond the perimeter with his astronomically high vertical jump, which can help him make an impact down low and block shots. Amen can also handle the ball and can get to the rack with ease, but that's about it. Amen is an exceptional playmaker who has a high basketball IQ, but will need some serious work on his jump shot. With the 5th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Cam Whitmore from Villanova University. Detroit is arguably the biggest loser of the draft lottery, but when you really break down how deep this draft class is, Cam would be a great pick for the Pistons. His fit is perfect with their fast-paced transition offense, and he would work seamlessly well with Cade Cunningham. Whitmore bursts out the gym like a truck, standing at 6'7" and 230 pounds, moving really rapidly. His defensive prowess is among the finest in this entire draft class, and his instincts are out of this world. In this class, Whitmore has by far the best motor, and when combined with his natural talents, the results are a match made in heaven. He doesn't simply rely on strength and quickness to score. He also has counters and moves to get into the lane. On offense, he's like a bull barreling downhill to the rim. As the season went on, Cam also demonstrated increased ball handling ability and shot creation skills, which will be more of a strength once he joins the NBA. Whitmore's game will translate from day one due to his athleticism, but his shooting is what gives him such a low floor and could be at worst an above average starter in the league. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Ausar Thompson from Overtime Elite. Ausar may very well be one of the most slept-on lottery prospects there is, due to him possessing nearly identical athletic traits to his brother. The Magic are getting a guy who can contribute from day one to winning and provide elite versatility off the ball and on the defensive end, while also possessing shooting potential as a shot creator off the catch. His low usage rate will be perfect next to Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner, but the only questions that may come up is that he doesn't address the main need for shooting for the Magic. Even though Ausar doesn't have immense playmaking skills, he's gradually advancing on that end of the court. Additionally, everyone is aware that he's a much better shooter and shot creator, but he really proved it in the Overtime Elite playoffs, where he averaged 21 points and 5 assists per game while shooting 39% from beyond the arc. What really makes Ausar such an intriguing prospect though is his defense, and with the athletic gifts along with the defensive anticipation and IQ both on and off the ball with his defense, he'll be at the top of the class and one of the best players in the Magic from day one. With the 7th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Jarris Walker from the University of Houston. The Pacers are in desperate need of a power forward, and Walker fills that void in from day one while also adding extra versatility. If Walker continues to improve on his occasional three-point shooting, drives through closeouts, live dribble playmaking, and some self-creation ability, his potential shoot dribble pass versatility would fit perfectly at the 4 next to Miles Turner. It would be fascinating to see who Jarris is able to work out for it over the coming weeks after an elbow injury that prompted him to cancel his pro day. Nevertheless, he is the ultimate Swiss Army knife type prospect, and his versatility on both ends will be highly sought after. Walker tops the list of prospects who have the greatest impact on the game while winning with the lowest usage rates. Walker will have an opportunity to play significant minutes and start for the Pacers right away. Jarris has arguably been the toughest player to evaluate over the past 6 weeks due to his injury, and as this time is the most crucial for players to make or break their draft stock, Walker has maintained it seamlessly and has solidified himself around most NBA front offices as a top 10 lock. With the 8th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Cason Wallace from the University of Kentucky. Wallace absolutely shined in his pre-draft workout with the Wizards, so much so that Wallace decided to cancel his workout with the Atlanta Hawks, implying that the Wizards may have given him a promise with the 8th pick. Wallace provides instant impact as a defensive-minded guard to Washington who could get major minutes from day one. Despite his height, he's a tenacious defender who uses his length and fundamentals to hound opponents. He excels in on-ball defense, staying low and ready to disrupt opponents' paths. He can absorb contact from stronger players and has strong footwork. He showcased instinctual off-ball defense with impressive chase-down blocks and interceptions. He's a solid spot-up shooter who knows how to get open without the ball. He has a soft touch all over the floor and is turnover averse as a shot creator. However, he is unproven as a shooter off the dribble, especially from beyond the arc. His lack of burst and elite handle may limit his scoring potential, but with the right fit and development, he can become a valuable asset. His freshman season was hindered by a persistent back injury, but that shouldn't be that big of a problem once he gets to the NBA. With the 9th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Anthony Black from the University of Arkansas. Black had an amazing showing in his pro day, pre-draft workouts, and combine so far. These workouts have been centered around his shooting ability, and he has clearly been working on that, which has given scouts less reason to be worried about a 6'7" point guard. As the Jazz head into a hefty rebuild, AB will have a lot of time to develop his game and get used to the NBA game. Black is a selfless and skilled playmaker who excels in passing and setting up teammates for easy shots. His height allows him to create opportunities that smaller guards just can't. Ant really shows promise as a pick and roll playmaker and has the ability to keep defenders on his back with his agility and movement. He's a strong finisher through contact and draws fouls effectively. Although he lacks a great first step, Black compensates with his ability to change speed and rhythm. Defensively, he's versatile and exhibits good awareness and positioning. However, he struggles to create space off the dribble and is unproven as a shooter, particularly off the dribble. His shooting percentages, including free throws, raise concerns about his long-term shooting potential, but during his pro days, he's really shown improvement on that end, so it'll be interesting to see how scouts evaluate him going forward. With the 10th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Taylor Hendricks from UCF. Taylor Hendricks has one of the highest ceilings in this draft and has elite two-way versatility. Hendricks is one of the most dynamic interior defenders available in this draft and should provide an instant impact for Dallas, and may also be provided an opportunity to start from day one. Hendricks is a versatile interior defender with the ability to play center in limited situations. He excels at rim protection due to his coordination and leaping ability. He displays discipline by not falling for pump fakes and contests shots effectively due to his length. His intensity sets the tone as he takes charges and hustles for loose balls. Taylor is agile on the perimeter and can stay on guards and wings on defense, though he needs to improve himself against faster opponents. Offensively, Taylor is a valuable pick and roll option, particularly in pick and pop situations where he can shoot three-pointers or penetrate to the basket. Hendricks is also skilled at catching difficult passes and poses a threat from the perimeter with his face-up game. Hendricks contributes in various ways on offense, running the floor, setting screens, and crashing the boards when needed. Although he has shown improvement in his shooting, there are concerns about his lack of experience as a pick-and-roll ball handler and unproven performance against top college competition, which may affect his transition to the professional level. But if drafted by the Dallas Mavericks, there is no need for him to handle the ball with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic carrying that load. With the 11th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic via the Chicago Bulls select Grady Dick from the University of Kansas. Last year, the Magic ranked 24th in three-point percentage and 27th in three-point attempts, and adding the best perimeter shooter in the draft will help with that immensely. Grady has an impeccable shooting technique and can make shots from various situations on the court. He's constantly moving without the ball, demanding defensive attention. Despite being known for his shooting, he's also skilled at cutting to the paint and attacking defenses that close out on him. He possesses good athleticism, body control, and finishing ability at the rim. Furthermore, Grady is a capable playmaker with great vision, making his teammates better by delivering accurate passes. Grady contributes to the team's success by making hustle plays, particularly on offensive boards. Defensively, he shows effort and is willing to take charges, but his lean frame and lack of strength make him a liability on that end of the court, especially due to his subpar lateral quickness. But besides for that, I think him and Asar Thompson complement each other perfectly, due to them accounting for each other's weaknesses. With the 12th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Bilal Coulibaly from the Metropolitans 92 in France. The Victor Wembanyama effect is real, and with all eyes on him this postseason, Coulibaly has really stepped up to the plate and been a great Robin to Wemby. Early in the season, I had Coulibaly going in the top 8 of my 2024 mock drafts, as he wasn't playing for the main Mets 92 team yet. But as injuries plagued them throughout the season, Bilal has been called up to the main team and been performing big time during the playoffs. Bilal Coulibaly is a promising player with elite defensive potential due to his superb measurements, long wingspan, and wide frame. He exhibits grit and actively disrupts plays with his shot contesting, passing lane interceptions, and shot blocking skills. He's an explosive at-the-rim finisher with the ability to convert loud dunks in tight spaces. Coulibaly shows improvement as a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter and displays solid free throw shooting as well. However, he does need to refine on his ball handling skills and shooting off the dribble. Earlier in his career, he should focus on simple plays to minimize turnovers and maximize efficiency. Bilal fits the prototype OKC draft and would fit in well as a plug-and-play guy who has massive upside down the road for the Thunder, who could see some time in the G League to develop in the beginning of his career. With the 13th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Nick Smith Jr. from the University of Arkansas. Smith has had a solid pro day and is convincing scouts that he's recovering back to his old self. The Raptors are likely losing Fred VanVleet in free agency and will be looking for a new guard. Nick Smith not only will be one of the best available prospects in this range, but he's also a former top 3 prospect in this draft class. And by going to one of the best developmental organizations in the NBA, there's a chance he could get some of that potential back. Nick Smith Jr. is an incredibly fluid athlete with exceptional body control and a tight handle, allowing him to create shots from anywhere on the court. While he is an effortless shooter with a soft touch, his consistency from beyond the arc has been shaky. However, his crafty finishing skills and ability to use both hands make him a threat near the basket. While he has shown flashes of playmaking potential, especially in pick and roll situations, he's primarily valued for his scoring ability. Additionally, he excels as an off-the-ball cutter and can thrive in a system that utilizes dribble handoffs or spot-up opportunities. Defensively, he brings a high motor and active presence. On the downside though, his lack of strength limits him to absorb contact on offense and possess a challenge on the defensive end. He has a tendency to take ill-advised shots, often settling for contested jumpers or floaters. Occasionally, his speed can hinder his decision-making and floor reading, but under the Raptors system, I'm sure he'll flourish. With the 14th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Keontae George from Baylor University. George has shown massive improvements since the end of his freshman season and looks like he's in the best shape of his life and much more athletic. The Pelicans are lacking scorers, and George can bring that from day one, while learning from an aging CJ McCollum and stepping into a starting role once it's his turn. George is very skilled with excellent control and the ability to create space even under intense defensive pressure. He's a versatile shooter, capable of making shots from various positions on the court. Although his three-point shooting percentage at Baylor is lower than his high school shooting percentage, George's playing style prioritizes analytics, focusing on three-pointers and attacking the paint. He displays finesse in finishing at the rim, and he has a good sense of manipulating defenders to create scoring opportunities for his teammates. He possesses a strong and sturdy frame that aids him in fighting through screens and defending opponents. However, George could face challenges against elite defenders with greater length and speed, and he occasionally commits turnovers by driving into crowded areas or failing to anticipate help defenders. Regardless, Keontae is still one of the top scorers in this draft, and there's no way that he falls behind the lottery. With the 15th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Jalen Hood-Schifino from Indiana University. Jalen has had an amazing pro day and pre-draft process up to this point, and is starting to emerge into a prospect with much more potential than once thought. The Hawks will look to take the best available prospect and a guy they can develop into having a big role, which Hood-Schifino will thrive in. Jalen Hood-Schifino is a talented player who excels in pick and roll situations by making good use of his quickness and screens. He can pass the ball efficiently and is an adept mid-range shooter. Even if he has trouble in finishing at the rim right now, he's not frightened of contact and has the ability to draw fouls. He's a very adaptable player who uses sound technique while playing defense, showing good lateral mobility and disruptive hands. To become a consistent long-range threat, he must fix shooting mechanics, which have been erratic. In half-court situations, he also struggles with ball handling and finishing skills, occasionally faltering under pressure and handing the ball over. Due to his inexperience playing on ball, he can still improve in scoring in isolation situations. With the 16th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz via the Minnesota Timberwolves select Kobe Buffkin from Michigan University. Buffkin has steadily improved his draft stock through the pre-draft process and has played himself into lottery contention. The Jazz will look to draft a dynamic guard in this part of the draft, and Kobe fits that mold perfectly. As the Jazz head into a rebuild, Buffkin will have a chance to play major minutes quickly and develop on the potential and 3D-level scoring ability he showed in college. Kobe Buffkin is a versatile half-court talent with the ability to excel with or without the ball. He has shown promise as a cutter and relocator, and pairing him with an offensive playmaker would be beneficial. Buffkin is an excellent finisher at the rim, capable of acrobatic touch finishes and dunks. He has significantly improved his shooting efficiency and possesses a diverse range of mid-range scoring moves. Additionally, he contributes as a playmaker and displays solid defensive fundamentals, with a knack of creating turnovers. However, Buffkin can sometimes become out of control as a ball handler, leading into careless turnovers. He is also an unproven shooter off the dribble and will need to add strength to his frame for an improved defense at the next level. With the 17th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Derek Lively from Duke University. If there's one prospect who has made scouts believe they have lottery potential during this pre-draft process, it's Lively. He has made waves. If he falls to the 17th pick, I don't see how the Lakers could pass up on him. Lively will offer great interior defense right away for a Lakers team who are in desperate need of interior defense while having a shot at starting right away. Derek Lively is known for his excellent shot blocking ability and finishing ability on rolls and cuts, as well as his soft hands for catching fast balls and making catches above the rim. With his athleticism, he poses as a constant lob threat in half-court plays. While he lacks low post skills, he has a knack for playmaking and making precise passes to spot up shooters and cutters if the ball is passed to him down low. Lively shows potential as a low to mid-post playmaker and has room to develop as a three-point threat, particularly from the corner. He excels in transition, loves to run the floor, and has the potential to become a versatile big man who can excel in any defensive scheme. However, he occasionally lacks aggression and needs to improve his offensive rebounding and boxing out skills. Lively's defensive fundamentals and positioning, especially against perimeter actions, require improvement, but he has shown progress in his effort and performance at Duke University. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Jordan Hawkins from the University of Connecticut. You can never have enough shooters on your team, and with Miami making the NBA Finals, if there's one thing they can improve on the most, it's shooting. Jordan Hawkins is an elite shooter with a lightning-quick release and exceptional stamina. He excels at finding open space and can be utilized in off-ball screening actions. As a major transition threat, he quickly moves up the floor, making himself available for open three-point opportunities. While he thrives in catch-and-shoot situations, he can still succeed with one or two dribbles for side dribble threes. Hawkins is unselfish and will pass up contested shots to set up teammates for open looks. Defensively, he's a smart off-ball defender who actively rotates and covers for mistakes. He's a solid on-ball defender, but his athletic limitations restrict his defensive upside against top-tier opponents. While not a primary ball handler, he continues to contribute with his shooting prowess rather than breaking down defenders off the dribble or running pick-and-roll plays. He would benefit from improving his finishing ability at the rim by adding a floater and more touch layups. It's worth noting that Hawkins had an exceptional shooting season as a sophomore, but his three-point shooting percentage was lower during his freshman season. With the 19th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Jet Howard from Michigan University. There are a couple of players in this draft that would fit Golden State's off-ball offense perfectly, and one of them is Jet Howard. Playing with many former All-Stars and being in a culture like the Warriors have, Howard can learn a lot and improve quickly. Jet Howard is an impressive player with excellent shooting skills, particularly from beyond the arc, and he's great at hitting shots on the move. He also has a smooth mid-range game and utilizes a floater effectively. His basketball IQ is high, allowing him to excel as a playmaker in addition to scoring. Similar to players like Desmond Bane and Dillon Brooks, he thrives in NBA-style actions, executing them flawlessly due to improvisational ability, which is why he'll thrive in Golden State. Jet is committed to becoming a strong defender, showcasing great effort, hustle, and ability to recover to shooters. He has made clutch defensive plays to secure victories for his team. Notably, he's the son of former NBA All-Star Juwan Howard, boasting a strong basketball lineage. However, Jet struggles to containing quicker perimeter scorers due to being flat-footed at times, and he occasionally loses focus off the ball, leaving his assigned man open due to ball watching and confusion, but that could easily be fixed. With the 20th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets via the Los Angeles Clippers select Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State University. As Houston continues to build their team, the main focus should be to just stack up on as much talent as possible and see how it fits together. Sensabaugh is a tough and physical scorer who can contribute on that end of the floor from day one. Bryce Sensabaugh is a methodical ball handler with the ability to hit contested shots, particularly from the mid-range and behind the three-point line. He excels as a catch-and-shoot player and shows potential for scoring off movement. Sensabaugh is a big guard and is effective in the post, utilizing his strength to gain advantageous positions for turnarounds. He displays good off-ball movement, cutting to the paint and filling lanes in transition. While he has shown glimpses of playmaking ability, he needs to improve in that area. On the downside, he has suffered multiple meniscus injuries and lacks athleticism, which limits his ability to create separation and finish above the rim. Defensively, Sensabaugh struggles with quickness, toughness, and awareness, often finding himself in foul trouble. His off-ball defense is inconsistent, lacking agility and ability to recover to his man effectively, but his elite scoring ability more than makes up for it. With the 21st pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Dariq Whitehead from Duke University. Brooklyn is in a weird situation as they're in the middle of deciding whether they want to build a playoff team or rebuild. Whichever way they go, Whitehead, who was a former top 5 prospect in this draft class and one of the youngest players available, should be a good pick for either route. Whitehead's game is questionable to this point, as his athleticism took a toll due to injuries, but he has thrived as a shooter at Duke, hitting 43% from beyond the arc, which ironically was his biggest weakness coming out of high school. He excels at making tough shots off the dribble and has developed a reliable mid-range step-back jumper with good decision-making skills. He can pass seamlessly off the dribble and find open teammates, especially when it comes to connecting with rolling bigs. He's an active mover without the ball and can catch lobs in both half-court and transition situations when fully healthy. Defensively, he has a 6'9" wingspan that allows him to contribute as a helper in the paint and in passing lanes. and he plays with intensity, physicality, and high basketball IQ, which comes from him playing varsity basketball at the #1 school in the country since his 8th grade year at Montverde Academy. While he improved as a catch-and-shoot shooter during his freshman season at Duke, making 45.3% on spot-up threes, he lacks advanced ball handling moves and needs to incorporate more change of pace and playmaking instincts. Unfortunately, he suffered a fractured foot in August of 2022, which delayed his college season and may have an impact on his developmental timeline, as he's currently out for the pre-draft process due to injury and should be back during training camp. With the 22nd pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Brooklyn Nets via the Phoenix Suns select Rayon Rupert from the New Zealand Breakers in the NBL. The Nets are already on track to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA next season, and adding one of the best perimeter defenders in Rupert would help them even more. At 6'6", he brings a lot of what potential teammate Mikal Bridges brings, and learning under him could be crucial for his development. Rayon Rupert is a promising basketball player with a remarkable 7'3" wingspan, using it to his advantage on both ends of the court. His defensive skills are impressive, as he applies pressure on ball handlers and disrupts opposing actions, excelling in steals and deflections. Additionally, his height allows him to shoot over defenders effectively. With good ball handling abilities, he can potentially be a secondary creator and make quality passes. Being a skilled mover without the ball, he finishes well at the basket. Rayon comes from a basketball family, which adds to his background. However, he suffered a wrist injury that caused him to miss a significant part of the season. He needs to work on handling contact better and improve his shooting consistency, especially from three-point range. Furthermore, he should refine his decision-making on steals in the NBA. Overall, Rayon Rupert shows great potential, but also areas for growth. With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Portland Trail Blazers via the New York Knicks select Chris Murray from Iowa University. Whether they blow things up or not, Murray will be one of the most productive rookies next year, with one of the most polished skill sets. Murray possesses a high basketball IQ and thrives in a 3-and-D role without a high usage rate. Chris Murray is a low-maintenance scorer who excels at finding scoring opportunities without needing constant touches. He's skilled at making intelligent cuts, relocating off the ball, and battling for position in the low block. Additionally, he's a reliable spot-up shooter from beyond the arc and has a smooth shooting stroke. Chris also is good at performing little things as well, such as passing and setting screens within the flow of the offense. Like his twin brother Keegan, he's shown potential as a creator who can score off the dribble or attack the rim on straight-line drives. Defensively, Chris is versatile and capable of switching on screens due to his physicality and spatial awareness. On the downside, he will be turning 23 before the rookie season begins. He lacks a dynamic handle off the dribble, lacking exceptional speed and shake-and-bake moves. With the 24th pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Maxwell Lewis from Pepperdine University. Taken by the same team as his last mock draft, Lewis will have a perfect opportunity to play immediately, as the Kings are in desperate need of more wings that could score with defensive versatility, and Lewis has all the tools to be an elite two-way player in the NBA. Maxwell Lewis is a highly skilled and reliable three-point shooter, particularly off catch-and-shoot situations. With impeccable mechanics, he excels at 1 or 2 dribble pull-ups and step-backs, often utilizing pump fakes to create space for jump shots or drives. Lewis possesses deceptive ball handling skills, employing a wide array of crossovers and hesitations. Additionally, he demonstrates proficiency as a back-to-the-basket scorer, overpowering smaller defenders with his strength and executing hook shots near the rim, or utilizing pivot moves for post fadeaways. As an aware cutter, he utilizes stop-and-go moves to find open space both for shooting and drive opportunities. While not a primary playmaker, Lewis possesses the vision and passing ability to distribute to big men or spot-up shooters, particularly in two-man game scenarios. Defensively, he exhibits high effort, benefiting from a large frame and good length. With improved quickness and focus, he has the potential to become a versatile defender. However, he currently lacks burst off the dribble, limiting his isolation scoring and ability to create separation consistently. His athleticism is solid, but not exceptional, occasionally causing difficulties when defending quicker guards on the perimeter, making him a target for opposing teams. Lewis tends to ball watch on defense, possibly due to his role as a roaming defensive playmaker, and will need to break this habit in the NBA. His defensive performance regressed in his sophomore season, potentially due to an increased workload, but that shouldn't be a problem if he plays in a backup role for the Kings, as he displayed better effort in his freshman year. Furthermore, he struggles to stay in his defensive stance, often getting blown by on simple moves. With the 25th pick in the 2023 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ben Sheppard from Belmont University. Our first new player in the mock draft, and someone who's flown up all draft boards, Sheppard broke out at the NBA Combine as a guy who dominated in scrimmages, interviews, and measurements. The Grizzlies could definitely use another wing who could shoot, and Sheppard fits that mold perfectly. Ben Sheppard is a highly skilled basketball player who has developed into a dominant shooter, particularly in excelling in catch-and-shoot situations. Even when faced with tough defense, despite transitioning from playing point guard due to a late growth spurt, Shepherd has maintained his playmaking abilities, showcasing his passing skills with impressive bounce passes and making good decisions on the court. He's also a solid on-ball and off-ball defender, effectively challenging opponents and actively disrupting passing lanes. However, questions remain about the consistency of his shooting abilities, as his success as a shooter has been relatively recent, and he has struggled as a below-the-rim finisher when faced with taller defenders. With the 26th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers, via the Cleveland Cavaliers, select Leonard Miller from the NBA G League Ignite. Miller has had a solid pre-draft process up to this point, and standing at 6'10 with guard skills will never go unnoticed. As the Pacers build around a young team with guys who still need to develop, Miller could fill in as a guy that can play multiple positions and contribute on the defensive end right away, while also getting time in the G League to polish his offensive game. Leonard Miller is a promising basketball player with great physical attributes, standing at 6'10 with a 7'2 wingspan and a strong frame. He excels in using his length to secure rebounds and disrupt passing lanes. While he has potential to become a versatile on-ball defender, his fundamentals need improvement. He demonstrates excellent driving abilities with long strides and a fluid handle, particularly effective when attacking closeouts and pushing the ball in transition. Miller possesses ambidextrous finishing skills near the rim. Although he favors going right, he is a comfortable mid-range shooter, but needs to work on his three-point shooting for greater impact. As a passer, he shows good instincts and has value as a screener, blending his finishing and playmaking abilities. However, Miller struggles as a three-point shooter, often forcing shots outside the flow of the offense. He would benefit from improving his catch-and-go skills. Defensively, he's still learning how to utilize his size effectively, as he doesn't block shots as much as expected, and can be unreliable off the ball. His lateral quickness is also a limitation, leading to late closeouts. Overall, Leonard Miller has significant potential as a basketball player, but needs to work on his shooting and defensive consistency and basketball IQ to maximize his impact at the next level. With the 27th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets via the Denver Nuggets select Colby Jones from Xavier University. At this late of the draft, the Hornets should look to fill out their roster, and Colby Jones is a great 3-and-D role player to start with. He's a team player with NBA-ready qualities and can contribute on both ends from day one. Jones is a promising player with a soft touch around the rim, showing improvement in layups, floaters, and post hooks. He excels in attacking closeouts, driving to the rim off handoffs, and running pick and rolls. Additionally, he's an intelligent team player who keeps the ball moving and makes effective cuts and has good court vision. Despite his lack of athleticism, he compensates with his patient ball handling ability to create space using his large frame. Defensively, he's relentless, sticking to opponents, chasing rebounds, and thriving off the ball. However, he lacks a reliable pull-up jumper and has been unproven as a spot-up shooter based on his college career. Colby will probably be one of the most NBA-ready rookies from day one, and he's probably the best all-around and most polished player available in this area of the draft. With the 28th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz via the Philadelphia 76ers select Brandon Podziemski from Santa Clara University. Around this time last year, another Santa Clara hooper broke out into being selected in the lottery, and his name was Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder, and Brandon is up next. 2 seasons ago, BP played only 4 minutes a game, but broke out into a serious first-round prospect this past season, who provides creating shot-making ability and is still very new to basketball. Brandon Podziemski is a knockdown shooter with soft touch, excelling in spot-up situations and showing potential to become a dynamic scorer off screens. He utilizes hesitations, spins, and smooth footwork to create space as a shot creator, and displays excellent passing skills while minimizing turnovers. With a diverse post game and the ability to play with his back to the basket, he offers versatility as a scorer. Additionally, he impresses as an outstanding rebounder and an active off-ball defender, recording steals and blocks. However, Podziemski struggles against lengthier defenders, lacking a quick first step and burst, which hampers his ability to create advantages off the dribble. His defense is a concern, and he's subpar on ball, prone to being beaten by quicker opponents, and lacks the size and strength to guard bigger players effectively. With the 29th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers via the Boston Celtics select Gigi Jackson from the University of South Carolina. Many things are not looking too good for Gigi at this point, as his draft stock is going down and down. After being absent from basketball for nearly 3 months, Gigi was at the draft combine where he was seen being out of shape, and as mentioned in the beginning of the video, in a pre-draft workout with an undisclosed team, it was reported that Gigi Jackson left mid-workout and was seen vaping in the locker room. Nothing's 100% confirmed, but reports are saying he is the prospect that did this. Despite his antics though, what he brings to the basketball court is just too good to pass up on, and Indiana wouldn't mind taking a risk on him with one of their many picks this draft. Gigi Jackson is the youngest player in this class and was a highly touted prospect in the 2023 high school class prior to reclassing up. Jackson has a strong frame and the athleticism needed for the NBA. He excels on offense, working hard by cutting, screening, and crashing the boards, and shows potential as a spot-up shooter, despite his current inconsistency. With his ambidextrous finishing ability and decisive nature, he has the potential to become a great slasher and is a constant threat in transition. Defensively, he utilizes his physical tools and gives his all, but his technique needs improvement. His game needs refinement, particularly in shot selection and passing accuracy. Additionally, his free throw shooting raises concerns about his overall shooting potential. Finally, with the 30th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Clippers via the Milwaukee Bucks select Oliver Maxence Prosper from Marquette University. Prosper was a very quiet prospect throughout the season, but absolutely broke out during the draft combine with his measurables and mobility at his size. The Clippers love versatile wings who can play defense, and Oliver will provide that immediately for them. Maxence Prosper is an explosive athlete with exceptional leaping ability, quickness, and lateral movement, as evidenced by his outstanding athletic testing numbers at the NBA Draft Combine. He embodies the role-player mentality, consistently displaying hustle and determination on both ends of the court. His off-ball cutting skills are impressive, and he utilizes pump fakes and shoulder shimmies to create space for his shots. While he is a capable spot-up shooter, his three-point shooting percentage needs improvement. Defensively, he's versatile, able to handle switches against larger opponents and move his feet effectively on the perimeter. However, he lacks playmaking skills and sometimes struggles with ball control. Additionally, he should focus on attacking in a more direct manner rather than relying on fancy moves. Despite a subpar shooting performance during the combine, his overall potential is evident. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Comment on what you guys think about the grades I gave to each of the 30 draft picks. Let's get a great basketball conversation started. I'll see you guys in the next video and have a blessed day. Peace.